Assalamu alaikum. This is Moneeza Hashmi. I'm on S Stories and I'm inviting you to participate in the first ever Women's Festival at Alhambra on March 8th. See you there. Keep watching S Stories.
Assalamu alaikum, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to yet again another edition of the S Stories right here on Sophiya Anjam's official YouTube channel. Sabse pehle to very happy Women's Day to all the ladies, all the men, everybody out there. This is a very special day. It's a day of celebration. It is a day of resilience. It is a day to express your feelings or emotions, and it is the day to embrace whatever is on your mind. Acceptability at the same time. You know, one of my favorite quotations is that she believed she could, so she did. So now, because Women's Day है, बहुत ही special edition of the S Stories, how is it possible कि हम एक और special guest को ना बुलाएं? I am truly honored to have been, taught by her. She was my teacher, so I respect her. And she is a woman of substance. When you talk about certain women in our country here in Pakistan, कुछ ऐसी ख़वातीन हैं जिनको देखकर, जिनको सुनकर आपको फ़ख्र भी महसूस होता है और बहुत अच्छा भी लगता है. Instantly, a smile comes up to your face. So let me tell you, she's been a broadcaster, she's been a producer of many TV shows in Pakistan, and let me tell you, पाकिस्तान टेलीविज़न की ये GM भी रही हैं और लाहौर आर्ट्स काउंसिल की जितने भी अगर आप बोर्ड ऑफ गवर्नर्स की बात करें, she is the chairman for the board of governors, which means that she's actually the first female to chair such a board. Ladies and gentlemen, please warmly welcome the one, the only Mrs. Moneeza Hashmi. Assalamu alaikum. How are you?
Sophiya, you exhausted me. I'm fine.
You know, there's another thing that I must, mention, of course, that she happens to be the youngest daughter of Faiz, Ahmed Faiz Sahab.
Yeah.
Happy Women's Day to you.
And to you too, and to everybody else who's listening.
First of all, I absolutely love what you're wearing. I want to know the details.
I actually discovered this in my wardrobe today. You know, it's a slightly cooler day. And this is something that my father brought from one of the Central Asian states. At that time, that was the Soviet Union.
Right.
And I just somehow inherited it.
Yeah.
And I took it out today and I worn it for the first time.
I love it.
I hope I'm not looking too flashy.
No. You know what? This is perfect and so apt for Women's Day also. You know, there are so many things that I want to talk about. And मुझे मौका मिला तो मैं मौके का फ़ायदा उठाऊंगी. Let's get back into history. You as a kid and the household, two girls growing up in a powerhouse family. How was it for you?
It was difficult at times because a lot of the times when I was young, when I was a child, my father was not there. He was in jail.
Yes.
So I was being brought up just by my mom.
Yes.
And my aunt, one of his puppies. So therefore there was that feeling of emptiness that I have had, and I don't think I've ever been able to get over it. And then of course the painful times of going to visit him, of taking the train, getting up to the jail, and then having the permission revoked and coming back without seeing him, and so on and so forth. So those were bad days. And then they were also financially very difficult days. तो खाना तो मिल जाता था और सब कुछ होता था, लेकिन वो एक थोड़ी सी होती थी कि Mama, can't we have this? No, we don't have the money. Why can't we have this? Because we don't have the money. So there was that feeling कि थोड़ा से पैसे कम हैं, and one lived very frugally and with difficult times. But I must say my mother made up for it in her own way. She worked very hard because she had to bring both of us up.
Yes.
And then she had her husband in jail. She had to pay for his legal fees and everything else that went with it. And she had to put up with a lot of pressure and a lot of being a pariah.
Yes.
Of nobody wants to talk to shall we say, a traitor's wife and so on and so forth. So and then she was a foreigner.
Yes.
So she put up with a lot of that nonsense, and she came out of it, I must say, I won't say unscathed. I'm sure there were lots and lots of, what shall I say, scars that you couldn't see.
Right.
But she was brave about it.
She was.
She stuck on, she stayed here, she's buried here next to him. And I must say there was a love story of a generation that you can remember.
It was very memorable, and let me tell you that, you know how they say that what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Yes.
And the way that you two have been raised, both of you have been an institution for so many men and women in our country. I would want to know that when you were a kid, you know how it is in our society कि नहीं, सबसे पहले जो है वो जो मर्द हजरात हैं उनको आगे रखते हैं और बच्चों में जितने भी लड़के होते हैं उनको प्रोमिनेंस देते हैं. आप दोनों तो लीडर्स भी हैं, इंस्टीट्यूट्स भी हैं. I want to know What did they teach you when you were kids? What did you learn
You
from
know,
them?
Sophie, at that time,
Yeah.
इतना ज़्यादा लड़का लड़की औरत मर्द नहीं होता था.
नहीं था.
We were all human beings. We were all, you know, either that was also in the atmosphere, in the home,
Right.
and everywhere. There was इतना तफरका नहीं था,
नहीं
इतना
था.
फर्क नहीं था.
हाँ.
ये तो कोई 80s में आया है ना, after Zawla came and so on and so forth. So that's when the division, and it got wider and wider and wider. So I think it was never really, my grandmother, I remember, God rest her soul, she never had any grandsons.
Okay.
So there were 2 of us and there were 4 others and the 3.
Right.
So she was constantly yearning for a grandson,
Yeah.
which she didn't have. So there sometimes I used to notice her looking a little wistful, that, you know.
Yes.
So that was the only time when I would feel it.
Yeah.
Otherwise there was no question, you
Right.
know. So I think my mother never mentioned it, my dad never mentioned it, and nobody around us did, you know. Of course we went to a girls' school and so on and so forth, but we were allowed to mix. We had cousins, we were mixing with cousins. वो कोई division नहीं थी, so there was no boy and girl, don't do this, don't do
Right.
that, don't wear this, don't. ऐसी बात होती नहीं थी.
It was never an issue.
It was
at all.
never an issue, and the same that one had with different religions. I mean, everybody was living together
Right.
as one happy, well, not happy perhaps, but certainly a very tolerant society.
Right. Right.
ये तो अब कुछ जाके over the years these things have
आपने
started
फील किया ना
creating
कि
this.
काफी ज्यादा हो गया है.
बहुत
काफी
divisions
सारे
हो गई हैं, you know, बहुत divisions हो गई हैं. Within the divisions within the religions तो हो ही गई हैं, unfortunately. But even divisions within, I mean, even in ourselves, in our own, we are looking at sex and so on and so forth.
True.
Which is, you know, we are not looking at the macro picture, which is a human, which is a global world,
Right.
which is everybody's breathing and everybody is has the right to live.
Right. The human
If
rights
they've been
issue.
given the right of life,
Absolutely.
then they've been given the right to live. And if they've been given the right to live, then who are you to question
Absolutely.
who they are, what their faith is, how do they pray, how do they wear, what. So it's just ridiculous.
I also feel that somehow ना it's not what you say, it's how you say it also that really
Exactly.
matters.
Exactly.
आप देखिए काफ़ी ज़्यादा marches होते हैं हमारी country में और काफ़ी ज़्यादा ऐसे protests होते हैं. Sometimes they don't gel well with people because I feel execution is really very different. I think you have to be a little colloquial when it comes to our society. Do you follow such protests and marches that take place in our country?
I follow everything
Okay.
because I want to keep myself informed
Yes.
and I want to know what's happening. I do keep my opinions to myself.
Right.
I don't go around screaming and shouting about them. And I may disagree, but I agree to disagree.
Okay.
And I think everybody has a right to do what they want to do
Sure.
that way. मुझे पसंद नहीं आ रहा तो मैं आंखें मूंद लूँ, उधर देख लूँ.
ठीक है.
सीधी सी बात है.
बिल्कुल सही.
मुझे टीवी चैनल पे कुछ अच्छा नहीं लगा, अब तो मैं टीवी देखती नहीं, thank God. Ever since I've retired from
You
TV.
need to watch my latest TV show, okay? I will send you the link. I hope you better watch this YouTube show right now. Yeah.
So ever since I've left PTV, when I had to watch
Yes.
it was my duty. I just.
You were rocking and rolling, you know, that entire phase was amazing.
So after that, it has been, except unfortunate times like elections, I've
Yes.
watched कि भी क्या हो रहा है, and there have been traumas that one has had
Yes.
sort of suffered and watched.
Yes.
But otherwise, I don't, as a rule, watch these ridiculous dramas and talk shows, which I don't call talk shows.
Yes.
I call them dramas also, and so on and so forth. I don't.
Right.
फिर वो देख लेते हैं कोई ना कोई YouTube पे जिस तरह तुम्हारा शो है नहीं, I watch it.
But I'll tell you something, you know, now that you're here, let me tell you that you actually broke a lot of glass ceilings. Because I remember that you were probably the first one in Pakistan who talked about breast cancer on TV. And properly. You know, because अक्सर क्या होता है कि जब आप ब्रेस्ट कैंसर के बारे में बात करते हैं तो आपको शर्म भरी आती है. आप कहते नहीं नहीं, you know, इसके बारे में तुमने बात नहीं करी, छाती का कैंसर है, अल्लाह माफ़ी, अल्लाह तौबा, हम तो कर ही नहीं सकते. You were the first one to do so.
मुझे अभी तक याद है डॉक्टर खालदा उस्मानी, God rest her soul in peace, a wonderful pioneer and a wonderful woman, a doctor. और उनको मैं लाइव टीवी पे लेके आई तो मैं जब उनकी मेकअप कर रहे थे और तैयारी कर रहे थे तो मैं ऐसा मैं कहा डॉक्टर साहब आपको पता है ना कि तो कहने लगी फिर मैं क्या कहूँ.
Exactly.
तो मैंने कहा डॉक्टर साहब चलें छाती तक तो ठीक है. She wanted to bring, actually she had a model and she wanted to show the model कि how do you examine
Okay,
yourself
self-examination.
so that हाँ.
Sure.
मैंने कहा ये तो नहीं हो सकता, ये नहीं हो सकता. तो कहने लगी अच्छा. तो मैंने कहती छाती का कैंसर.
हाँ.
मैंने कहा यहाँ तक ठीक है.
हाँ.
अब वो पूरा घंटा गुजर गया, टेलीफोन आते रहे, इतने फोन बजे, इतने लोगों ने सवाल पूछे.
Yes.
तो मेरा मतलब obviously the need was there.
Yes.
तो मैंने कहा ठीक है. And then I waited for an hour and nothing happened. The sky didn't fall, so I was okay.
All's well that ends well for sure.
But the point is, you have to push.
Yes.
You have to push the boundaries.
You do. You do.
And I have been somebody who has always wanted to believe in. If I believe in something, then I believe in pushing also.
Absolutely.
So I pushed that boundary and that was fine. उसके बाद वहाँ पे उस ज़माने में दुपट्टे सिर पे होते थे. मैंने दुपट्टा भी उतरवा दिया था. उसका सिर पे गले में उतरा. I waited for now. कुछ नहीं हुआ.
कुछ भी नहीं हुआ.
The point is the first step. You know, you have to take that first step.
Absolutely.
So I used to do that several times all my life. That's the way I've taken the plunge. And then it has appeared somehow.
It's always the first step which is the hardest.
Yeah, it is always.
It is always the hardest. So speaking of steps, you know, there are so many steps that she's actually taken in her life, and she's always been a staunch supporter of women. And Women Festival एक आ रहा है और मुझे इतनी खुशी हुई कि आपने इतना अच्छा उसके एक टैगलाइन भी है. तो सबसे पहले तो उसके बारे में बात करें. Where is it taking place? When is it taking place?
So the first Women's Festival
Yes.
of Alhambra is taking place in Alhambra.
Yes.
8 मार्च को आप लोगों से सबसे ये गुजारिश है, ये रिक्वेस्ट है कि आप लोग वक्त निकालें, आएँ. वहाँ पे फ्री एंट्री है फॉर वीमेन एंड फॉर फैमिलीज़. और वहाँ पे क्या होगा, चलें. वहाँ पे स्टॉल्स होंगे, वहाँ पे सेशंस होंगे, वहाँ पे बहुत सारे लोग मेहमान आएंगे. और आई थिंक वन ऑफ द इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग्स दैट इज़ गोइंग टू हैपन इज़ कि वी हैव अ स्मॉल लिटिल ओपन माइक.
Yes.
तो वहाँ यू नो तो आप आएँ, गाएं, बजाएं, लतीफ़े सुनाएं, कहानियाँ सुनाएं, ड्रामे करें. तो ऑलरेडी उसकी इतनी बुकिंग्स हो गई हैं कि लोगों ने कह दिया हम आ रहे हैं. तो मुझे लग रहा है कि मुझे शायद इसको एक्सटेंड करना पड़ेगा.
नहीं, this is amazing. बल्कि आपको करना चाहिए इसको थोड़ा सा और.
हाँ, देखेंगे. अभी एक्चुअली पहला तजर्बा है तो सब डरे हुए हैं कि मैडम ने एक बार कहता. सो लेट्स सी अगर ये अच्छा हुआ, जो कि आई होप सो आप लोगों की
नहीं, इंशाल्लाह, ऑफ कोर्स.
आप जैसे लोग हैं बहुत सारे. If the support is good and if the response is good, so there's no reason why you can't, you know, extend it next year and so on and so forth. I don't go beyond the 8th of March 2020.
Okay.
We'll see.
And what are the timings for it also?
10 o'clock. We open at 10 o'clock. The inaugural session is at 11, which is going to be graced by the wife of the governor.
Yes.
She's going to attend the inaugural.
Yes.
And then there'll be sessions throughout the day on politics, women in politics, women in media.
Yes.
Interfaith discussion.
Right. Very apt.
Very apt. Very apt. So we've got, you know, different religions coming and talking about women in sports, cricket, of course, obviously, and then we've got women in small little businesses who are going to come and talk about their lives and how their lives have changed.
Right.
थोड़ा सा कर्जा लिया, थोड़ा सा घर में काम शुरू किया और आज बहुत अच्छा कर रही हैं. Their lives have changed, families' lives have changed, so on and so forth. And then, of course, there is the closing session, which is a play. A special play that we've had written, a drama on inheritance. Okay. And it's called Sada Hak Ethe Rak.
Sada Hak Ethe Rak. Love it.
And we are hoping that that will be graced by the wife of the president, Mrs. Alvi. So she'll be there to close the ceremony. Lovely. और फिर बाहर तो हल्ला गुल्ला तो चल ही रहा होगा.
और म्यूजिक श्यूजिक
और वो सब चल रहा, वो चल रहा होगा. लोग आ रहे हैं, जा रहे हैं. Celebrate. It's a day of celebration.
Yes, it is.
That's what I mean. ठीक है, protest अपनी जगह होती. You just asked that question.
Yes.
कोई वजह, कोई मकसद, कोई इशू के ऊपर प्रोटेस्ट करना आपका हक है.
हाँ, बिल्कुल.
कुछ भी है, वो ज़रूर करें. But somehow I find March 8th to be a day of celebration. A day of coming together, a day of unity, a day of togetherness, a day of happy to be alive, happy to be together. You know, that's what I believe.
And I think it's also a day to embrace change.
Yes.
You know, and to understand each other, to be empathetic. But एक चीज़ मैं mention करना चाहूँगी because Mrs. Hashmi यहाँ पे आई नहीं, तो थोड़ी सी मैं आपको ज़रा एक reveal करना चाहती हूँ एक चीज़. Do you know that she's such a big lover of movies that she used to watch the movie the first day, first show. So let's talk a little bit about that also. Your love for movies. Is it still there?
Absolutely. Yeah? Absolutely. I mean, I can't help it. You know, there was a time when यहाँ पे, if you remember, आप तो बहुत छोटी होंगी, कब यहाँ पे cinema houses नहीं थे, बंद हो गए थे. तो I was lucky enough to go abroad. I remember going to London, 17 movies I watched in 15 days.
What?
Every day, Leicester Square, in, out, in, out.
Amazing.
मुझे अभी अगर पूछो कौन सी फिल्म थी वो नहीं याद. फिल्म, I mean, but the joy of sitting there and watching something unravel, you know, it's just beautiful. It's just a feeling of being able to go somewhere without knowing where you are.
All right, it was so lovely to have you over. It's such a pleasure. It's such an honor for me to have you over. I'm such a fan of hers. I'm like a fangirl, circling around her, because it's not the fact that she was my teacher. I love the work that she's been doing in Pakistan, the way that she encourages women. She's full of positivity and she's a young person at heart.
Oh, yes, I am.
That is for sure. And I'm sure that you learned a lot of interesting things today. But ma'am, jate, what would be your take-home message for everybody who's watching this right now?
You see, the take-home message that I'd like to give, that always makes me feel very old, but doesn't matter. It's, it's for the young women,
Yes.
for the young girls, and for women of my age group as well.
You mean
we're
20?
Yeah, of course, because we're all young at heart.
Yes.
No, 16, because we're all young at heart.
Yeah.
The point is that we are all women, we are proud to be women, we have our own identity, we have not been given it on a plate. We've had to struggle for it. There have been challenges, and there are still challenges ahead. But that doesn't mean you give up. There's no such thing as giving up. But there's also no such thing as a takrao, as a confrontation. That doesn't get you. That just creates bad blood. So think of what you want, focus on what you want, and then go after it with absolute resilience is the word you used, with absolute belief that you can do it, because I have faith that if you believe in something, you can achieve it. So just keep focused, keep going after it, but do it with good grace and with a smile on your face.
Mrs. Moneeza Hashmi for president, definitely for sure. Well, it's a beautiful day today, and I honestly feel as if we are truly celebrating Women's Day. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for coming over. It's such a pleasure. And as for the rest of you, just keep on supporting us as well, as we mentioned earlier on as well. This is the day of celebration, and this is a day of joy as well at the same time. And my favorite quotation to end the show is that may we all celebrate women, wonderful women. May we know them, may we raise them, and may we be them. Have a great time in Pakistan. Zindabad. Bye-bye.